Here we are again, Nissan Cedric fans. How many are there Nissan Cedric fans? Well, I'm guessing more likely you're watching this video because you like TLV to make a limited vintage. And so I have this one here, it's sealed. And I'm opening this thing as soon as I can now. It's just actually been sitting in my drawer for like 3 months. I bought it during a COVID lockdown. And I just never got around to reviewing the thing. But I had such bad paint rash in my Tamika Limited Vintage Nissan IDX concept car that a commenter, Sayakir, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, sorry. He recommended you open all, TLVs immediately because they get paint rash in the boxes, and I kind of believe that. Because the diecast doesn't have a chance to breathe and outgas. Right now it's breathing and outgas in a confined space, so that might lead to paint rash. Anyways, let's see this box here. I couldn't find any images of this race car, but it's a Nissan Cedric 230 with the Crazy Ken's Car Club. And if you really want to pause, you can take Google Translate to that on your phone, and maybe that'll make sense, but I'm not going to bother. Go to the back here. Yeah, not much there. This was purchased somewhere. Anyways, bought this online. Alright, so big wasteful packaging. I'm always complaining about packaging, but it is a shame. I have a trash barrel next to this table, and I have emptied that trash barrel like 5 times now, just only for diecast car reviews. So that's a lot of garbage just ending up in the landfills or, sadly, the oceans. And also, you have to pay for this cardboard. The price of this model is expensive, and partially it's because I'm buying a bunch of trash, being these extra cardboard boxes. Trash. Okay, now this makes sense to me. This minimal box, and we can take the blister and put it in there for storage. But again, as that commenter Siakir mentioned, it's not a good idea to store these things. They're going to develop paint rash. So there's no LV number, it's because it's a special limited edition or something. I don't know. There's no reference number. It just says CKCC Cedric for Crazy Ken's Car Club. Alright, well, since I couldn't find any images of a 4-door racing Cedric 230, we're just got to go off a street car. And I do think the casting's probably correct. I'm pretty sure this casting has been done in normal car colors, but I wanted a race car. Alright. Grill. I would say, it's relatively accurate. Actually, that might be a different grill than what's on this one. But I'm sure TLV got it right. The rear taillights definitely look right. They got the little silver rectangles in them. Yeah. Alright, well, hopefully you've had time to pause the video and compare it to those photographs. Okay, so, as suspected, paint rash. 2010. Okay. Well, I mean, this thing is like 10 years old, so good chance of almost any brand being 10 years old is going to have paint rash. So I'm actually not angry today, amazingly. But we're not done with the review. Maybe I will get angry. What I do like about TLV is they tampo print their graphics on. So, if this actually didn't have paint rash, all these graphics would look nice. But if they were decals, they might be cracked. So being a sedan, it's got suspension, it's got stamped steel wheels. Those seem good enough. Nice lug nut details. I rather like them. Door handle details. It's got a little recess for your fingers, and then the key. I think there's a little bump there for the lock. The windows have a little printing here, the white to match the body. And then I think there's actually... No, I don't see any additional paint for the molding on the side windows, which is a bit odd. There's a little chrome strip on that black photograph. Oh well. The rear window, though, does have black window molding. But the windshield... Yeah, the front window also has a little bit of silver going around it. Am I crazy? No, I'm not seeing it there. I'm not seeing a... Well, is it there? Sorry. I think it might be there. It's just a reflection. Yeah, there is silver on this side. Alright, so I'm mistaken. I guess there is silver paint. It's just really hard to tell in such a bright photo booth. Alright, so anyways, that's good. A little extra work detail. You can see the separate plastic bumpers there, so that's a nice touch as well. More realistic, I think. Number 69 and some Japanese. I wonder if those are the Japanese letters for the numbers, or maybe not. I do like that there's a license plate. So that's pretty rare for TLVs. Normal ones just have a blank white license plate, but this one is probably accurate to the real car. And then you can see there's some sort of whitish paint here for these either turn signals or fog lights. This grill is nice. I don't know if there should be black in those there or not, but it's got this blue badge on it, which looks pretty good too. Although I'm not sure if the top of it should be angled. Maybe it's misprinted. It might have been printed off at an angle. Okay. So I like the front end. It's nice. There's black paint here, and then some rivets for holding the bumper on. Now you can see the start of the stripes, and you know they terminate pretty well, and they go up the hood and then continue back to the trunk. Okay. So I wonder how big the engine is. Anyways, it's going to be a 3-liter apparently, but we're reading Wikipedia, and this is the 3rd generation, the Cedric 230, and Wikipedia only lists these things to have a 2-liter up to a 2.2-liter inline 4 or inline 6. So I'm going to guess, you know, this had a 2.6-liter is listed as the highest. So they probably took a 2.6-liter and bored it out, and so they're, you know, saying, hey, our engine's better. I know nothing about this. I did a search for Crazy Ken's Car Club, and nothing in English came up, or even Japanese. Is this just a car club, or are these guys tuners? Because maybe this Crazy Ken bored this thing out. Please leave a comment if you know. Kind of curious. I'm sure other people might be as well. More paint rash. Nice tampos. There's a nice tampo on the rear window of this Crazy Ken's Car Club there. Alright, let's go to the back here. Yeah, those taillights are great. They're really thick plastic, and then they got the silver printing on them. The little CKCC, again a nice realistic license plate, rivets, and then some backup lights I'm imagining those are. There is an orange reflector on that photograph, but being a race car, maybe they just painted over it or something. They do have the front one, although this orange also on the real car, but maybe on this one they blacked it out or something. Alright. Scale. Oh, so alright, so I guess the regular series, this would be LVN 29 or LVN 30. So pretty early in the history of Tomica Limited Vintage. I mean, I think they're over 100, nearing 200, right? Now castings nowadays. Alright, let's try to see what's going on in the interior, knowing that this is a pretty old model. So it's just black, very like a Kyosho. Very good details molded in, but without the flashlight, it's kind of hard to see. Right, ribbing in the seats and stuff. Yeah, it's nice. Probably accurate to the real car, if it's a race car. I don't see anyone racing really lavish interiors. Well, these are some strange wiper blades. Now check this out. There are casted in wiper blades here. No paint. And then they printed on wiper blades in the up position. I wonder why was this car famous for racing in the rain? It's possible maybe that's the reason why. But it is a little weird to look at, because you know there are wiper blades down here. You know, it's just kind of strange. I feel it would have just been better to paint these things black. What do you guys think? Alright. Well, alright, I guess we'll put it up again on the spinning machine here and just look at a couple other castings. It's funny, I never knew about this Nissan Cedric before I started collecting die-cast cars. but this hobby introduces you to a lot of stuff. Alright, so I do have a couple TLVs and some other brands here. Let's see. So I have a Nissan Cedric from 1969, I believe. It's TLV number 32 or 33, so it actually came after this one. But it's an older generation. I think this is the second generation, and this is the third. The second generation has this body crease running along the flanks. And this one has a much nicer interior. I mean, it's multiple colors. So, but you see the blank white license plate. But it does have the badging printed on, you know, it literally says Nissan Cedric and all that stuff. So, that's nice. Interesting. Okay. I'm now noticing there's a little casted in clear rear view mirror attempt. But this one has no indication of a rear view mirror. Alright, this next one is another TLV. It's the Nissan Cedric Special 6, I believe from 1966. This is TLV number 94 or 95, so much further down the line. And this one also is a really nicely detailed car. Nice red and black interior. Unique wheels, you know. Whereas these two are sharing the same stamped steel wheels. This one has a different set of wheels and white walls, so I like that. Alright, let's get these guys out of the way. I'll throw up a little bit of the craziness from Aoshima. This is a Nissan Cedric 330 from 1977. And I swapped out the wheels with the BNDS alloy wheels and repainted the interior. That's why I left screwed together bases. Here's a Cedric 430 from 1981, also from Aoshima. And I did the alloy wheel swap and interior respray. So these Aoshimas have Liberty Walk body styling kits on them, so they look a little crazy. Alrighty. Let's do one more, another TLV but more modern. It's a Cedric Gran Turismo Ultima from the early 90s. You know what, I'm going to put those classic ones back up there because they're the most comparable. And let's give you guys a bird's eye view. Yeah, that modern one also has a gray two-tone interior. So all of them have nice interiors except for this race car. So I reckon maybe they try to stay within the same budget for production, and that's why this has a black interior. But you know, there's so much extra work on the paint on the outside. Maybe it balances out. Even though I'm sure this cost more than any of these when at original retail price. Alright. So amazingly, I'm not angry at TLV today. I'm willing to accept paint rash on an 11-year-old die-cast car. And I'm really happy that this actually has license plates. It makes a big difference to me. It's very rare to see a car with blank white license plates. Although oddly the photographs I pulled up have blank white license plates, but I'm going to imagine that's just a Photoshop job. You know, someone photoshopped the numbers out, because that's sitting in a public space. Alright, well, so thanks for that comment from Siakir. I have one more TLV that will come later on. It's a Toyota Century, so I gotta open that up because it's sitting in the plastic wrapping again, and I've had it for months just sitting around, probably gaining paint rash. Alright, I'll see you in that next video. Thanks.